My father, he was a good man, but he just lived a little too much on the wild side. And he'd tell me all the time, he'd say, son, you gotta get away from the light. He wanted me to embrace the other, but I just wanted people to see my eyes when I looked at them through the dark side. Oh, hold up, cut.
That was
Ray, can we cut,
sure,
please?
Let's cut, guys.
What the hell is this?
Oh, that's your eye.
What is this thing? Is this like my motivation ball?
No.
It's like a child's toy. Ooh,
No,
she's soft and
don't touch it.
little
Don't
cushy.
touch it, please.
What's that?
It's your eye
Oh,
light.
this is the eye light.
Yep, that's the eye
Oh,
light.
this is.
You
okay.
specifically requested
Okay.
an eye light.
Oh, okay. Yep. So shadow side's good.
Yep.
You can see my eyeballs. Okay, cool.
Wonderful. Yep, good.
All right. So I'm gonna be in crafty. I'm gonna be
what?
munching on those Slim Jims,
No,
Uncrustables.
we need you to stay here.
Come get me when you're ready to, do the
Wait,
little
we
thing.
were shooting.
All right,
We were
cool,
shooting.
bet. I want to share with you all a light that I've been using for quite a while now because I feel that it is a bit of a game changer. Now, it's not necessarily new because it did come out last spring. But my Patreon folks already know all about this light because I take them on a virtual behind-the-scenes journey of all the jobs that I work on. Well, not all the jobs, but let's say a good majority of the jobs that I work on. So inside of this little case here is a badass light from Rosco and Lumiere. As you can see, it comes packed with every accessory you would need. This is the DMG Lumiere Dash Pocket LED. So let's check out first the accessories that you get with this bad boy. So you get a magnetic dome diffuser. You get this flat diffuser, which goes really well with this hard egg crate grid. And then they give you this little guy, which is essentially a gel holder, even though this thing was designed by Rosco and comes with a extensive library of pure Rosco gels. You can still use this if you have any crazy gels that are not in the kit. But also, I find this is nice to use as a little bit of extra protection. However, the light is IP64 weatherproof and is super, super durable. I love this little light. Also in the all-in-one case, you get, of course, the USB-C charging cable. You get a 1/4-20 to baby pin adapter, because I do want to point out that there is a 1/4-20 thread on every side of this thing, which is really awesome, especially in all kinds of different situations. And of course, you get a really strong 1/4-20 magnet. Now, what puts this little DMG Dash in its own level when it comes to pocket LEDs is its phenomenal color rendering because of the 6-chip mix design. So what happens here is it's mixing red, blue, green, amber, lime, and 4000 Kelvin white LEDs. So you have beautiful colors across the whole spectrum of HSI. It comes with a few special effects built in. It has full control of your green magenta shift. It even has this option for match source. But what's cool about it is you can go in here. I can go to source match. It has a nice little, really nice little scroll wheel here. You can jump into this. Now instantly, you can jump down in here and they have blue screen, xenon headlamp, frosty moonlight, HP sodium, LP sodium, tungsten domestic, mercury vapor, sodium vapor, and of course green and blue screen. So just a lot of cool options to instantly match some scenarios that you may find yourself in when you're, out there shooting in a lot of different lighting situations. It also has the really excellent My Mix mobile app. This thing is really, really good. Super reliable. You just scan it, you find the light, there she be, and now we're in there. And what's cool about the app is that opens you up for XY control. So then you can go in here, put in XY coordinates, and this is really a pro feature to match literally any light source anywhere in the world. Obviously, you would need something like a Sekonic 800 to take the XY coordinates of other sources, but that is really a pro feature. So the runtime on this bad boy is 3 hours at full output. Now something cool about it is there's also a boost mode. This is rad too. Like if you're doing a shot and you just want to tap the light off real quick, but notice how it's still on, and then you just boop, and then you can instantly turn it back on. They also have this nice feature. You can tap this and instantly enter in, quarters. So that's 25%, 50%, 75%, 100%. So when you're in here in CCT mode, you'll notice this menu button also says boost under it. You push and hold that, and then now you're in boost mode. That lets you go from 100 in 1% increments all the way up to 125%. So that is very, very cool. I like that. So with that boost mode on and cranked out at full 125% from a 3-meter distance, this thing is the same output as 4 Aperture MCs. So this thing is very, very powerful on its own. Now, I mentioned earlier how it's made by Rosco, so it has a library of true Rosco gels. But what is a nice cool feature about the gel setting, what I like about it is you can pop over here to the CCT mode and you can change your base CCT to tungsten or daylight, which that makes it really cool because as we all know, different gels are affected differently whether they're placed over a tungsten source or a daylight source. And that's kind of a pro feature that Rosco built that in. Like, do you want this LCT yellow gel at 5600 Kelvin as a base, or do you want it over a 3200 Kelvin as your base? I thought that was really a smart design. Now, I did mention already the MyMix mobile app. That thing connects instantly. I showed you how quick it connected right there. However, if apps are not your thing and maybe you're working on a different level altogether, for $100 more, you can have a dash just like this one. The only difference is with that extra $100, you're paying for built-in CRMX and DMX control. However, beyond all the awesomeness of this Rosco dash, the reason I bought it was for the $50 add-on. This is the Rosco Dot. So this is a really large diffused dome. You'll notice it has a little strap on the back with magnets, and the Rosco dash just slides right in here. And in some circles, this has become the new standard for iLight. So in our current period of 2022, it is no secret that the going cinematography trend is embracing the dark side.
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
We see it in a lot of dramatic streaming shows, and even on Disney TV with Boba Fett and Mando, and we certainly see it in a lot of the past couple years popular blockbuster films such as The Batman, Joker, The Green Knight, Dune. There is a pattern here. So now more than ever, the iLight is a must-have for any lighting kit. So if we are shooting into the shadow side, and we truly want to embrace that dark side, what happens in a lot of scenarios is we tend to find ourselves in a situation where we keep pushing that key light further and further upstage. The downside to that is we lose the iLight in that shadow side eyeball. And no matter what film school or school of thought that you come from, I think we can all agree upon the old throwback cliche that the eyeballs are the window to the soul. It is the #1 connection to the audience. So the trick is having an iLight that is super, super soft and yet small enough to where it won't contaminate the shadow side and mess up your lighting ratios. And if you come from the school of thought of someone like Shane Hurlbut, then you would agree that a circular iLight is much more pleasing than a square one. Now, there's certainly a ton of DIY things that you can do to create your own iLight, but for the sake of efficiency, the Rosco Dash Dot, for me, was a no-brainer. And as my Patreon knows and has known for quite a few months now, I use it all the time. But here's the reality of it. When you go down into the description and you click the link below, I think you'll be a little taken aback by the price tag of this thing because it is $279. However, I want to remind you of what you're paying for. Because in my opinion, the Rosco Dash is something in its own level when it comes to small LEDs, especially with the $50 option of the dot. And some people think $50, whoa. But guys, in the world of filmmaking, $50 is a drop in the bucket. Seriously, $50 is 2 rolls of gaff tape, barely. If you're lucky, you can buy 2 rolls of gaff with 50 bucks. So let's go down the list of why the $279 price tag really isn't too bad when you think about in the filmmaking industry, you do get what you pay for. Let me remind you, this thing is IP64 weatherproof. Notice it has its own built-in protective whatever for these LED beads, right? The insane output, those XY coordinates that you can tap into with the My Mix app, allowing you to instantly and flawlessly match with any other light source. And the big winner, the 6-chip color mixing. 6-chip color mixing.
6-chip color mixing.
It just goes to show this is a pretty advanced light. That's all I'm trying to say. But then you combine that with this really well-developed dot, which they call it. There's no wonder why a lot of high-level DPs are calling this the new standard for eye light. Now, I have no affiliation with Rosco or Lumiere. I've never talked to them. They don't know me. They didn't send me this. I bought this with my own cash, man. I already told you I bought this for my own 1-ton gaffer package that I have for, you know, low-budget indie projects that I work on out here in LA. This is part of my kit. As I said earlier, I think every strong kit should start considering some sort of eye light. And if you're working on sets that are very fast-paced like I am, you're not going to want to be messing around with Dixie cups and Chinese lanterns and all this nonsense when it comes to your eye light. I know what you guys are doing out there. This is the way. So as always, thank you for watching. I gotta give a shout out to my Patreon peeps. Special thanks to the members of the Patreon's producers tier. That's Mike Skinner and Fred Parr. Shout out to my Pro Tips YouTube members. Pro AV is one of our top members over there. And thanks to you guys, you know, for supporting the channel, sticking around. We're getting there. We're getting there. One bit at a time. Everyone will be part of the Dog Times crew. Are we done? Are we done back here? Yeah, we're done. That's a wrap. Let's get some lunch. Get out of this black hole.
All right.
Now, because I believe that it is, I believe, yeah, I believe. Oh my darling, did you hear that? There's a big old frog in the house. Let me wait for my neighbors to get done taking a big old dookie. That's a big old dookie up there, right? How much dookies you got up there? Damn, there's a lot of dookies up there. I better call old Carl and make sure he's doing okay. Gotta lay off them raspberries, you know what I mean, man? You know what I mean? All right, let's do it. I'm waiting for the fucking airplane, man. Do you got a fucking problem with that, man? Hey, man, I'm sitting here keeping my cool. And you keep fucking flying your airplane over the rooftops, man. Oh my God. Been recording for 20 minutes and just now realized the fucking tripod was crooked. Welcome to the world, man. Oh man, push it back the other way. I think I have lost my mind.